As we saw in the last clip, there are 3 ways to declare styles with CSS. We can add styles in line with the HTML element using the style attribute. This makes it clear which elements have which styles. But using inline styles makes it difficult to maintain a consistent style throughout the website. We could use an internal style with a style element in the head of the page, but it doesn't help with consistency between all of our pages. Often the best option is to use an external CSS file. This is a separate file that contains the styles for a page or set of pages. Here are the steps for declaring styles using an external CSS file. First, we create a file with a .css extension. Next, we add styles to this file using the same structure as with internal styles. Lastly, we link the CSS file to an HTML file using a link element in the head of the page. This tells the HTML file where to find the CSS file it should use for styling. Let's try it out. As web developers, we want to separate our page structure and content from presentation and design. For our resume, we'll create an external style sheet and move our inline styles from our web page to that style sheet. We're back in VS Code with our resume folder open. To keep our project organized, let's add a styles folder to our working folder. Click to open Explorer, then click New Folder, and name it Styles. Select the Styles folder and click New File to create a new external style sheet file. Because our resume site will have only one external style sheet, we'll name the file style.css. For a larger site, we may want to create a style.css for our main global styles used throughout the website, and name other style sheets based on their purpose. I'll drag the index.html file to the right so we can see both files, and close Explorer for more space. We want to create a single style for our resume paragraphs instead of repeating the styles in the HTML. First, we select the elements we want to style. In this case, we want to style our paragraphs, so we use P as the selector. We type curly braces to contain the style rules. Then we add the 2 styles. I'll copy each one from the inline styles and paste them in the style sheet. Be sure not to copy the quotes. The selector selects all P elements on the page and applies the styles defined with the CSS property and value pairs. Now we don't need the style attributes in the HTML, so let's delete them. Will that work? Click Go Live to start Live Server and view the result. And our paragraph styles are gone. What did we forget? Yes. We didn't link our CSS file to our HTML file, so the web page doesn't know anything about our new styles. Back in VS Code, at the bottom of the head element, type link to access the Emmet abbreviation. We're using CSS, so select link:CSS. Press Enter or Tab, and it generates the correct link syntax for us. And since we named our style sheet style.css, that's correct as well. But we used a subfolder, so we'll add that to the href attribute, styles/style.css. Looking back at the browser, our paragraphs are styled again. Cool! Going back to VS Code, let's do some more. We want to style the h1 element, so we'll define a selector of h1, curly braces, then copy each style from the element. We can then delete the style from the element. We'll do the same for the h2 element and the header element. Want to try it yourself? If so, pause the video now. Are you ready to see my solution? Here's my h2 selector with its style rules, and my header selector with its style rule. And I deleted the styles from the HTML elements. Checking the browser, and we see the styles. Nice! We now have styles we can apply to all of the pages of our website. Let's close the browser and go back to VS Code. Notice we still have some duplication here. And what if we want to style our two paragraphs differently? How do we do that? With fancier selectors, as we'll see shortly. For now, let's stop Live Server and return to the slides. So, CSS best practice generally recommends using external styles. We define a style sheet file with a .css extension. We add our selectors and style rules to this file. In the HTML file, we link to that style sheet. This tells the browser to apply the styles from the file when displaying the page. There are many benefits to using external styles. As we've seen in our resume example, using external styles reduces repeated code, and it separates content from presentation style. The styles can be reused for all pages of our website, providing a consistent look throughout the site. External styles provide easier modification and maintenance. If we want to change the header background color on all pages, for example, we only have to change it in one place. And the .css file can be cached by the browser, improving performance. We'll use external styles throughout the remainder of this course. Notice in our style declarations, we've been using the element as the selector. But selectors can do so much more, as we'll see next. If you are enjoying this course, please like and subscribe.